Well, Happy New Year's. It is now officially 2020. That's kind of wild. But I figured I'd make a video for this channel, just kind of showing the intentions behind this channel, what I plan to use it for, and etc. You know, it's kind of based around my vehicles, what I do, what I like doing, and really what I like. Really, I'm just kind of here to show you the plans for 2020, what I plan to do, what I plan to get, what I plan to just do in general, really. I got a couple little projects under the fire pit of things I want to do, so really I figured I'd start off with my little prized possession, and that is my 97 two-door two-wheel drive Tahoe. So it is a work in progress. It ain't nothing special. It's just a two-wheel drive two-door. That's the only thing that makes it special. I'm in the process of a motor swap with it, going back to another 350, but this motor here at least has the stronger crank, stronger internals, so it'd definitely be a little bit better of a motor than what came in it originally. So here it is. Yep, it's pretty plain Jane cut and dry. Got no engine in here at all, and that's the plan. At least get this engine that I got sitting around here for it. It's a GM Goodwrench 290 horsepower motor. That's with older style heads and everything. With the Vortec heads I have 062 cast Vortec heads that are going to be going on it. It's going to be going to fuel injection, you know, pretty much the stock stuff that this truck would originally came with, so that should bump it up to about 310, 320 if we're lucky. So a lot of that help out a little bit, nothing too crazy. I also have a replacement transmission that's been rebuilt that's going to be going in the truck as well. This truck has a 5.7 drop. It's been dropped 5 inches in the front, 7 inches in the rear. Still sitting on pretty much basically bone stock tires that would have came on this truck originally, so they're a little too big in my taste. I ran into a dilemma with the truck when I first got it. It had the wrong bell housing on it. It was a 96 transmission, which is the same as a 97. It's just 97 has a removable bell housing versus a unibody trans, or whatever you would like to call it. Well, with that exhaust where it's at and the lowering kit and the shocks kind of being worn out, there was no protection cover or whatnot on it. So that exhaust right there would hit the torque converter every time I would hit a bump. And that eventually caused that flywheel, flex plate, whatever you want to call it, caused that to eventually crack, bend, whatever. So that eventually kind of helped the motor go bad in it. The transmission only had first and second gear. That's pretty renowned for these trucks anyways. I'm used to it at this point, as this is my 9th 4L60E. By God, going through them all, I guess. The truck has a little bit of rust going on, you know, just kind of some cut dry things. This ain't too bad. This is just a little bit of surface coming up that needs to be taken care of and cleaned up. Nothing too crazy, just sand her down, prime it, make sure there's no really bad areas within that rust there. The rest of the truck ain't too bad. It's got your standard rust right in here. At least the rockers are solid, so that's all that matters. This panel here needs to be replaced. The fenders need to be rolled all the way out or cut, either or. It just really needs smaller tires. This is the only good tire on the truck. One of the barn doors needs replaced while I'm at it. I'll eventually get that replaced. It's that driver's side one there. Replace that. This bumper is going to be coming off. It's going to be getting a roll pan. I will be swapping the gas tank, as it looks like a loaded diaper. You can see that bad boy hang underneath of it. I'll be going to about a first gen S10 Blazer rear tank. It'd definitely hang a lot lower and be a lot nicer. The truck's got the same amount of rust on this side. It's just a little more showable. I don't really have the best light to show it, but you can really see it popping in right there, which is okay. We'll fix that up, get that all taken care of. The truck's got suede seats inside of it. They're nice, but the back seat don't match at all, so that's kind of a bummer. The truck's got suede headliner as well. Can't really tell the truck too well. Ain't the best lighting for now. I got the new torque converter there in the floor for the new transmission I got. It's just a couple little minor things for the truck that needs to get done and taken care of. Here's the new motor here. This is the 290 horsepower GM Goodwrench motor. Pretty much your basic cheapo line of aftermarket motors, really. But that being said, it does have stronger internals than the Vortec motors came with originally. I think almost anyone can vouch that the Vortec motors crank is just dog meat. At least for me it has been. I've gone through 8 or 9 motors of them, but I also don't treat them the greatest, so that also helps out a lot. But this motor here's got 200 some odd miles on it, not thousands, none of that, just 200-ish miles. It was pulled out of a truck that was caught on fire. You can kind of see the paint kind of coming off on the back there. It was originally painted purple. Someone decided that was a great idea. I ain't down on them, so be it, whatever. My plan's painted orange. Just kind of give it that old school Chevy look. Clean up the engine bay, paint it black, and get with it on that part. But it'd definitely be a better start than what was in the truck originally. Here's the motor and trans I took out of the truck. I'll show you what I mean by the transmission. If you see, there's no removable bell housing on this transmission at all. There's nothing wrong with that internally, it's all the same, but when you're gonna do something like this, you have to make sure you have that protector plate down there. That exhaust just kept hitting that torque converter and finally helped it go out. That's all fine and dandy, I guess. This motor here is at least savable. It's just a rod bearing that went bad. It could have been worse, but it was shut off right when it happened, so it's definitely savable. So, but I mostly need all the top end. I need the heads, the intake, distributor, water pump. Definitely a couple little oddball pieces for this motor I got over here, so won't be too bad. It'll be all right. So we'll get that thrown in there and get it running eventually. Now here's the new transmission. If you see, you can definitely tell a major difference with this transmission. It's got the removable bell housing, which is really nice. I mean, it's nothing really beneficial to anyone but me, really. It just helps me put the right gear transmission in it. 97 to 04 is the same transmission, except the bell housing's different and the torque converter's different for LS or 350. There's, I believe, a 2mm difference in size from everything I've read, from where the torque converter goes in and where this mounts up is a different spot. So, but all the mounting holes are the same on this for LS and then a 350, so all that helps out. It's just, this is just a little bit bigger here, which makes a big difference in play. This is a 2000 transmission. That's what that 0 right there represents. It came out of a 4.3 truck, so supposed it's missing a clutch pack out of 3rd and 4th, but it's been rebuilt, and supposed they added extra clutches into the 3rd and 4th clutch pack, so we shall see when I put it in. But I drove the truck it came out of before they pulled it, so it shifted great, it felt great, so I went and drove 2.5 hours to go buy it for no reason then, so definitely was a fun adventure. My pin spots here, they're all the same. They all line up, all that's great, so it'll all just plug and play and go in the truck and we'll be ready to send it. This here's my 89 K5. As you can tell, she's probably seen some better days closer to the year of 89, so. But this truck here was the first truck I ever swapped a motor in, done a couple things to it. The only thing I really need to get for the truck is some new rockers, or well, quarter panels, not rockers. I already got new rockers for the truck. I got new rockers, I got new doors, I got a brand new doghouse for it. Luckily the floors are solid, believe it or not. It's just there's no rocker here to be there to support the floor on the sides, but it's not a bad little truck. It just needs some love. But like I said, I got a brand new doghouse for the truck. I mean, I got a lot of stuff for it. Eventually I might get new bumpers, but we'll see how that goes. We'll worry about the interior later down the road. So it's definitely got some rust. It's definitely seen some better days. Luckily the frame's solid on the truck. If I decide the truck's not salvageable or whatnot, the body and doghouse and everything's going to come off. I just want the chassis for a hot rod of some sort. So it's definitely the best part about a K5. But that's the plan with this one. Nothing too crazy. It runs and drives. It's definitely going to need a new gaskets for the transmission as it leaks. Haven't determined where the leak's at, but we'll eventually get to that point soon. This truck originally was a throttle body truck, so if you see all these kind of oddball wires just kind of sticking around, that's for the throttle body. I hooked all that stuff back up and none of it worked. I checked everything on it, couldn't get any of that to work. This is just a mild 355, nothing too crazy, just got some shorty headers on it. Don't know the cam specs, don't know really a good chunk about this motor. I pulled it out of a truck that I had bought forever ago, sent the truck to the junkyard where it belonged, kept the motor out of it, and here it is now being put to good use for the old K5. So yeah, I thought I'd show you the plans with this one for 2020 as well. It's definitely going to get some attention finally. I've had this truck for 7, 8, maybe 9 years now, so it'll be getting some attention and some love here soon for sure, so it deserves it. So as these trucks are kind of rising in value, I'd like to get it fixed up, cleaned up, and start taking it places where people want to see the truck. So but yeah, that's just a little bit of what I'm planning for 2020. I got some big things coming my way this year. Definitely planning on starting a car lot, hence the name Man's Block Motors. I'd really like to start selling cars, flipping cars, doing a lot of that. I did it last year from July to December. I sold 23 cars out of my backyard. I mean, that ain't too bad. Definitely could have been better. I didn't put all my time, my effort, my money into it. So it was really just kind of a get under someone's skin. They said I couldn't do it. They said I'm too young to sell cars. So I just proved a point, made some money out of it, and here we are now. I think this year I'm definitely planning on buying a C4 Vet. That being said, I buy the Vet, I got definitely some wild ideas for it. It's not going to be a race car. It's nothing crazy like that. It's just definitely going to be something different and unique and kind of cool. There's only, I think, 2 of them that I've seen like the way I want to go with it. So just kind of stay tuned and we'll eventually get there. So just give me some time. Yeah, that's my first take of doing any of this, so hopefully it was fairly decent for a first time. We're all learning somehow, so, but thanks for watching. You guys have a good one.